Rachel Torres sat in the corner of the locker room, taking off her sweaty uniform after practice, listening to her teammates' mocking voices. Being seen as the Dallas Wranglers' weak link had become routine. "Rachel, you gave up 3 goals again today. What the hell?" shouted Jake Morrison, the team captain. His voice carried mockery and contempt. "It's like the ball is afraid of you. You can't save anything." "Yeah," added Tommy Rodriguez, a young and aggressive player. "I don't get it. Why do they keep you on the team just because you're a woman? You're not NFL level. College would even be tough for you." Rachel didn't look up, silently continuing to pack her gear. If these guys knew her real identity, if they knew that Rachel Torres was just a cover story, that her real name was Agent Phantom and she had killed 47 people in 30 different countries over the last 8 years, how differently would they act? "Rachel, are you hearing us?" insisted Marcus Williams, the team veteran. "Or do you have headphones on? We're talking to you." Rachel slowly raised her head. For a second, that cold, calculating look appeared in her eyes, the look of the CIA's deadliest agent. But she immediately put on the mask and smiled. "I hear you, Marcus. I had a bad day today. You're right." "A bad day?" Jake laughed. "Rachel, you always have bad days. Look, let me tell you this. If you keep this up, Coach won't keep you on the roster. You're risking our playoff chances." Rachel thought to herself, "Jake Morrison, if you knew I could kill you in 12 different ways in 30 seconds. But out loud she just said, "I'll work harder." Tommy approached, leaning toward Rachel's face. "Rachel, what the hell are you doing? I mean, seriously, when have you ever saved a game? When have you ever been useful to the team?" These words would be very hurtful to a normal person. But Rachel Torres, or her real name Agent Sarah Chen, was thinking completely different things while hearing this. Where exactly Tommy's carotid artery was, at what angle she could strike to break his trachea, how many seconds it would take to knock him out. "Tommy, please," said Rachel in a soft voice. "I'm doing my best." "This is your best?" Marcus intervened. "Rachel, look, I'll be honest with you. You might be here for women's empowerment, but this is the NFL. This isn't about symbols. We need real performance." Rachel's phone started ringing. She saw "unknown" on the screen. This "unknown" was a very special code. CIA Operations Center. Rachel's heart raced. Was a mission coming? "Guys, let me take this call," said Rachel, taking the phone and leaving the locker room. Sure," Jake shouted after her. "You weren't listening to us anyway." Rachel went out to the hallway and answered the phone. The voice on the line was familiar. Director Mason, head of CIA Operations Center. "Agent Phantom, emergency situation. You need to go on a mission immediately." Rachel looked around, making sure no one was there. Her voice suddenly changed. No longer timid Rachel, but the cold professional agent. What kind of mission, Director? "High-value target elimination. Viktor Kozlov, Russian mafia leader. He came to Dallas staying at the Ritz-Carlton tonight. Needs to be eliminated within 48 hours. Rachel's eyes lit up. Finally, her real job was coming. "Roger that, Director. Equipment? Usual pickup point, full tactical kit, and Agent Phantom." "Yes, sir." "This target is very dangerous. He has a 15-man security detail. Be careful." "Understood. Phantom out." When Rachel hung up the phone, she was a completely different person. Her steps changed. No longer the timid, downtrodden Rachel, but moving like a professional agent hunter. But when returning to the locker room, she put the mask back on. "Who was calling?" asked Maya Rodriguez, the team's only other female player. Maya was actually more understanding toward Rachel than the others, but she too was complaining about Rachel's performance. "My mom," Rachel lied. She was wondering how practice went. Maya looked suspiciously. "Rachel, you never talk about your family. Where were you born? How did you grow up? What do your parents do? We don't know anything about you." This question was dangerous for Rachel. Due to her CIA identity, her past was completely fabricated. Just an ordinary family Maya, nothing much to talk about. "Ordinary?" Jake intervened suspiciously. "Rachel, what did you major in at college?" "Sports science," Rachel said quickly. "Which university?" "University of Texas." "When did you graduate?" Rachel paused for a microsecond. Cover story details flashed through her mind quickly. 2018. Tommy approached. "Rachel, you know I was at UT during that time too. Which dorm did you stay in?" Rachel's heart sank. These kinds of questions could jeopardize the cover story. I lived off campus. An apartment." "Which apartment?" "Tommy, why are you asking so many questions?" Maya intervened. "Are you interrogating the girl?" "No, but isn't it weird?" We don't know anything about Rachel, where she's from, how she grew up, what her family does, who her old friends are. Nothing. Jake looked thoughtful. It really is weird. Usually players constantly talk about their past. You never do, Rachel. Rachel tried to maintain the mask. I'm a private person. I don't like sharing too much. Too private, said Marcus, like you're hiding something. This statement caught Rachel's attention. There was suspicion in Marcus's tone. Had they become suspicious of her CIA identity? What would I be hiding, Marcus? I'm just an ordinary football player. Ordinary? Tommy laughed. Rachel, you're not ordinary. You're a bad football player. Everyone laughed. Rachel used this mocking environment as an opportunity to change the subject. You're right, guys. I should work harder. Working hard isn't enough, said Jake. You need talent. And unfortunately, you don't have NFL talent. Rachel thought to herself, Jake, if you knew my talents, I have a 99.7% accuracy rate in sniping. I know 15 different martial arts. I speak 12 languages, and I've killed people in 30 countries. But out loud. Maybe you're right, she said. At that moment, Coach Williams entered the locker room. Good evening, kids. Big practice tomorrow. Everyone be ready. Coach, said Jake, can we talk about Rachel's situation? Coach Williams looked at Rachel. Rachel's performance was indeed bad. Of course, because she was focused on CIA missions, NFL was just a cover. Jake, Rachel's what we have. Let's be patient. But Coach, for the playoffs. Jake, I'm closing the subject. Rachel's also our teammate. Rachel was surprised by the coach's defense. Maybe the coach really supported her. As everyone dispersed, Rachel was last collecting her things. Maya came over. Rachel, don't mind them. You're a strong woman. Thanks, Maya. But you really need to improve your performance. Otherwise, they'll really cut you. Rachel smiled. Don't worry, Maya. Soon, everyone will be shocked. Maya was surprised. What do you mean? Nothing. Just some things are going to change. Rachel took her things and left the stadium. Now it was time to prepare for the Viktor Kozlov mission. There were 12 hours until midnight, and she needed to eliminate a Russian mafia leader. As she got in her car, her phone rang again. This time, an unknown number. Hello? Agent Phantom? An unfamiliar male voice. Who is this? We need to talk. About the Viktor Kozlov mission. Rachel was on alert. Who are you? I'm someone like you, but from a different organization. I'm also going to eliminate Kozlov tonight. What organization? FSB, Russian intelligence. Rachel was shocked. Was Russian intelligence also trying to kill Kozlov? Why would FSB eliminate their own? Because Kozlov is a double agent. He works for America. That's why Russia wants to kill him. This information changed Rachel's world. So Kozlov was an agent working for America, and the CIA had assigned her to kill him. But why? Why are you telling me this? Because you've been misinformed. If you kill Kozlov, America will lose a valuable asset. The line went dead. Rachel was driving in a confused state. This mission was much more complex than she thought. When Rachel arrived at the secret CIA security point downtown, she had thousands of questions in her mind. But first, she needed to get the mission equipment. On the third floor of the parking garage, the tactical kit was waiting in the trunk of the black BMW in the corner. As she approached the car, she carefully scanned her surroundings. As part of CIA training, it was always necessary to identify potential threats. Parked cars, walking people, open windows. Everything could be a potential source of danger. When she got to the BMW, she opened it with the remote key. In the trunk was perfectly organized tactical equipment. Glock 19 with suppressor, 3 magazines, tactical knife set, 5 different sizes, lockpick set, 15 different tools, electronic surveillance equipment, night vision goggles, climbing gear, medical emergency kit, and most importantly, potassium cyanide vial, untraceable poison. Rachel methodically checked the equipment. Everything was in perfect condition. But she still had the words of that FSB agent in her mind. Kozlov works for America. Her phone rang. Again, unknown number. Agent Phantom? Director Mason? Yes. Status report? Rachel hesitated. Should she tell the director what the FSB agent said? Sir, equipment received. Mission ready. Good. And Agent Phantom, this mission is very critical. If Kozlov isn't eliminated, many American assets could be endangered. This was very strange. If Kozlov really worked for America, why would killing him save endangered American assets? Sir, can you clarify the threat Kozlov poses? Classified information, Agent. You don't need details, just eliminate the target. This answer disturbed Rachel. Normally, background information was given in CIA missions. Why was this time different? Roger that, Director. And Agent Phantom. Yes, sir? After this mission, you'll go on a long-term assignment. Your NFL cover may no longer be necessary. Rachel was surprised. Sir, what kind of long-term assignment? We'll discuss the details tomorrow. Now focus on the mission. The line went dead. Rachel felt very confused. The end of her NFL cover was relieving in one way. She wouldn't have to deal with idiots like Jake Morrison anymore. But it was also suspicious at the same time. Why now? Rachel put on her tactical suit. All black flexible material. Didn't affect her mobility. She placed weapons in her belt and holsters. Finally, she put on the communication earpiece. While moving toward the Ritz-Carlton, she drove close enough to the vehicle, but not at a suspicious distance. The hotel was a luxury building, 24-hour security, multiple access points, and probably an extensive surveillance system. Rachel parked the car in the parking garage and circled the building for reconnaissance. She observed the service entrance from the alley behind the Ritz-Carlton. 2 security guards, card access system, and rotating camera. She activated the earpiece. Control. This is Phantom. Target building reconnaissance complete. Copy Phantom. Target Kozlov, room 1247. Intelligence shows 6-man security detail inside, 2 additional guards in hallway. Understood. Access plan. Service entrance shift change at 23:30. Enter during that window. Rachel checked her watch. 22:47. There were 43 minutes. She could make final preparations during this time. But her phone rang again. Again, unknown number. Agent Phantom? The same FSB agent's voice. We need to talk. Very urgent. I'm on a mission. Exactly. That's why it's urgent. Meet me, 10 minutes. Starbucks on Main Street, I... Agent Phantom, if you kill Kozlov tonight, you'll make a big mistake, and you won't be able to bear the consequences. The line went dead. Rachel was in a dilemma. Meeting with the FSB agent was very risky. This could be a trap. But if he really had valuable information? Rachel made a decision. She went to Starbucks. Starbucks was almost empty. Only 2 to 3 customers. The man sitting at the corner table waved when he saw Rachel. 40s, medium build, professional looking. Rachel approached. Are you him? Agent Phantom. I'm Agent Volkov, FSB operative. Rachel sat down but was in guard position, ready for any sudden movement. Speak. Viktor Kozlov has been a CIA informant for 15 years. He works deep cover in Russia, providing intelligence about Russian mafia operations. Then why does the CIA want to eliminate him? Agent Volkov looked with a serious expression. Because you don't work for the CIA. Rachel froze. What do you mean? You work for the NSA, but you don't know it. These words short-circuited Rachel's brain. This is impossible. I'm a CIA agent for 8 years. You've been working in the NSA's deep cover program for 8 years. You think you're CIA, but you're actually an NSA agent, and the NSA is eliminating the CIA's Russian assets. Rachel's world started spinning. You're lying. Agent Phantom, your real name is Sarah Chen, Taiwanese-American, MIT computer science graduate, recruited by the NSA in 2015. Cover story, CIA agent, actual mission, eliminate CIA's foreign assets. These details. How did he know Rachel's real background? This is impossible. Agent Volkov took out his phone, opened a file. Sarah Chen, born Taipei, 1992. Parents died in car accident 2010. MIT graduate 2014. NSA recruitment 2015. Rachel froze. This information was completely classified. How did you? Because the FSB knows everything. And Rachel, you're an NSA pawn. There's a secret war between the CIA and NSA. You're being used to eliminate CIA assets. Rachel stood up. I'm leaving. This is delusional. Wait! Agent Volkov grabbed Rachel's arm. Instinctively, Rachel made a defensive move. Twisted Volkov's wrist pressed on the pressure point. Volkov let go in pain. Don't touch me. Agent Phantom, if you kill Kozlov tonight, his family will also be under threat. Wife, 2 children, all innocent. This information made Rachel pause. Children, 8 and 12 years old. While Kozlov worked for the CIA, his family was kept safe. But if he's dead, the Russian mafia will target them. Rachel felt conflicted. If Volkov was right, an innocent family was in danger. But if he was wrong, This could be a trap. Show me evidence. Agent Volkov showed photos on his phone. Kozlov with his wife and children. Happy family photos. But then photos of dead bodies. This is the last CIA asset's family. After the NSA eliminated him, the Russian mafia killed them. Rachel's stomach turned. These photos looked real. I'm taking a time out. Rachel left Starbucks. Outside, Rachel felt confused and conflicted. For 8 years, she thought she worked for the CIA. But now everything was being questioned. The earpiece crackled. Agent Phantom, status report. Rachel hesitated. Control, I need clarification on target background. Negative. Proceed with mission. Sir, I have intelligence suggesting. Agent Phantom, your orders are clear. Eliminate target, no questions. This response increased Rachel's suspicions. Normally, the CIA would give detailed briefings. Why weren't they accepting questions now? Rachel was at a decision point. Should she continue the mission or investigate? Check time, 23:15. 15 minutes left until the shift change. Rachel made another decision. She wouldn't kill Kozlov. Instead, she would capture and interrogate him. She had to learn the truth. As Rachel approached the Ritz-Carlton service entrance, she checked her gear again. But this time, she had disabled the lethal weapons. She would capture instead of kill. At exactly 23:30, the security guards had a shift change. Rachel grabbed the window of opportunity. She bypassed the card lock at the service entrance with her electronic device. The hotel's service corridors were empty and dimly lit. Rachel activated her night vision goggles. She took the service elevator to the 12th floor. There were 2 guards in the corridor exactly as intelligence had said. Rachel's plan: make both unconscious with non-lethal methods. She made a silent approach to the first guard. Rear naked choke, unconscious in 8 seconds. When the guard fell, she caught him and placed him slowly. The second guard heard Rachel's movement. As he started to turn, Rachel was already behind him. Pressure point on the neck, instant unconsciousness. She was in front of room 1247. Electronic lock and additional deadbolt on the door. Rachel's lockpick skills were perfect. Both opened in 45 seconds. She slowly opened the door ajar. Inside, she heard voices, Russian accents, at least 3 people. Rachel entered the room in stealth mode. 3 armed men in the living room area. She could hear Viktor Kozlov's voice from the bedroom direction. He was having a phone conversation. Rachel's plan: neutralize the 3 guards, then talk to Kozlov. The first guard was an easy target, back turned on his phone. Rachel silent approach, sleeper hold, down. The second guard noticed the first's absence, investigated. Rachel was hiding on the ceiling, dropped behind him. Knockout. The third guard was now alert, gun drawn. Kto's des? Who's there? Rachel moved in the shadows. The guard was paranoid, shooting in random directions. Rachel waited for the perfect moment, threw a tactical knife. The handle hit the guard's temple, unconscious. Now only Kozlov remained. Rachel entered the bedroom. Viktor Kozlov, 50s, well-dressed, on the phone. Saw Rachel, dropped the phone. Kto вы? Who are you? Rachel pointed her gun, but safety was on. Viktor Kozlov, CIA Agent Phantom. We need to talk. CIA? No ya работаю на ЦРУ, but I work for the CIA. Exactly what I want to discuss. Sit down. Kozlov complied, hands visible. Rachel maintained distance. Viktor, how long have you been a CIA asset? 15 years, since 1998. I provide intelligence on Russian mafia activities in America. Who's your handler? Director Mason. Kenneth Mason. The same Director Mason who gave Rachel this elimination order. Viktor, Director Mason sent me to kill you tonight. Kozlov's face went pale. Что? Это невозможно. What? This is impossible. Why would the CIA want their own asset dead? I don't know. Last week I provided intelligence on a major Russian operation. Money laundering through American sports organizations. Sports organizations? Rachel's NFL connections suddenly became suspicious. What kind of sports organizations? NFL teams, Russian mafia washing money through team purchases, player contracts, stadium naming rights. Rachel's blood ran cold. Which NFL teams? Dallas Cowboys, Houston Texans, San Antonio. Wait, Dagja Dallas Wranglers. Also Dallas Wranglers. Rachel's own team. Dallas Wranglers? Yes, Russian shell companies buying minority stakes. Very sophisticated operation. This was huge information. Rachel's NFL cover wasn't random. She was placed on a team involved in Russian money laundering. Victor, do you have evidence? Da, Konechna, on secure server, bank records, wire transfers, shell company documentation. Yes, of course. Rachel's earpiece crackled. Agent Phantom status report. Target should be eliminated by now. Rachel didn't respond. Kozlov heard the voice. That's Director Mason? Yes. On net CRU. He's not CIA. What? Mason is not CIA. I know all CIA handlers. Mason never existed in the CIA directory. Rachel's world was crashing. Then who is he? I don't know, but whoever employs you, they want me dead because I discovered the sports money laundering. Suddenly, Rachel understood. FSB agent Volkov was right. She wasn't CIA. She was being used by some other organization to eliminate witnesses of Russian mafia operations. Earpiece again. Agent Phantom, respond immediately or we'll assume you're compromised. Rachel looked at Kozlov. We need to leave. Now. Where? Away from here. If I don't kill you, they'll send someone else. Rachel helped Kozlov gather essential documents and evidence files. As they prepared to leave, Rachel heard the elevator ding. Heavy footsteps in the corridor. Multiple people. They're here, whispered Rachel. Through the door crack, Rachel saw 4 heavily armed men approaching. Professional gear, military movement patterns. Window, ordered Rachel. Room 1247 was 12 floors up. Rachel's climbing gear was perfect for this. She attached the anchoring system to the radiator, threw the rope out the window. I can't, said Kozlov, fear in his eyes. You will or you die. First, Rachel descended, then guided Kozlov down. As they reached the 8th floor window ledge, they heard glass breaking above. The entry team had arrived. Rachel and Kozlov rappelled the remaining floors, landed in the alley behind the hotel. My car, said Rachel. As they reached the parking garage, Rachel's phone rang. Not the earpiece, her personal phone. Agent Phantom? FSB agent Volkov's voice. Volkov, you made the right choice. Now you need a safe house. Where? Industrial District, Warehouse 47B. Meet there. How do I know this isn't a trap? Because if I wanted you dead, you'd already be dead. I've been watching the hotel for 2 hours. Rachel looked around the parking garage. Somewhere in the shadows, Volkov was positioned. Fine. 30 minutes. Rachel and Kozlov drove to the warehouse district. Empty industrial area, perfect for clandestine meetings. Warehouse 47B was an abandoned building, but inside had been converted to a safe house. Generator power, communication equipment, secure meeting area. Agent Volkov was waiting, plus 2 other FSB operatives. Agent Phantom, Victor. Dobro pожаловать. Welcome. Rachel was still cautious. Explain everything. Who am I really working for? Volkov pulled out files. You work for an organization called Deep State Solutions. Private intelligence contractor. They use NSA credentials and CIA covers, but actually work for the highest bidder. Who's paying them? Combination of Russian oligarchs and American shadow corporations. Their job, eliminate witnesses to money laundering operations. Rachel examined the files. Photos of her training, mission records, target eliminations, all documented. These 47 people I killed. All witnesses or threats to Russian mafia money laundering. You've been a professional assassin for organized crime, Rachel. Not an American hero. Rachel felt sick. Every mission, every target, every kill, all for criminals. And my NFL placement? Dallas Wranglers ownership is partially held by Russian shell companies. Your job was to infiltrate the team, monitor anyone who might discover financial irregularities. But my performance was terrible. Intentionally. Poor performance meant you stayed under the radar. No media attention, no deeper investigation into your background. Everything made sense now. Her terrible NFL performance wasn't failure. It was perfect cover. So what happens now? Volkov was serious. Deep State Solutions will eliminate you for mission failure. Victor too, and probably anyone who knows the truth, including my NFL teammates. If they suspect anything, yes. Rachel thought of Jake Morrison, Tommy Rodriguez, Maya, even Coach Williams. Assholes or not, they didn't deserve death for accidental discovery. We need to stop this. How? Deep State Solutions has unlimited resources. The FSB can protect Victor, but you. I go back. What? I go back to the NFL. Pretend the mission succeeded. Buy time while we gather evidence. Too dangerous, said Volkov. They'll know the mission failed when Victor doesn't turn up dead. Not if Victor dies officially, but lives secretly. Kozlov understood. Fake death. I disappear. You report mission success. Exactly. Can the FSB arrange a fake death scene? Volkov nodded. We have resources. But Rachel, this buys maybe 48 to 72 hours before they discover the truth. Enough time to expose everything. Victor, your evidence on sports money laundering. Can you transfer it to a secure location? Yes, I have backup servers in 3 countries. Rachel formulated a plan. Victor fakes his death tonight. I report mission success tomorrow. Meanwhile, we prepare to expose the entire operation. Deep state solutions, Russian money laundering, NFL corruption, everything. And then we disappear forever or die trying. Everyone agreed this was the only option. The next morning, Rachel came to the stadium at normal time, as if nothing had happened, but everything had changed inside her head. She now saw these teammates from a different perspective. Jake Morrison was the first to approach with his usual cocky attitude. Rachel, you left early last night. What did you do? Watch Netflix? Under normal circumstances, Rachel would have tolerated this mocking tone. But now she knew she was a professional assassin who had killed 47 people. Jake's small ego problems seemed very trivial. I went to bed early, Jake. I was tired. Sure, Jake laughed. You're always tired anyway. That's why your performance is always bad. Tommy Rodriguez approached. Rachel, coach called us last night. We're doing extra defensive drills today. Are you ready, or are you going to be disappointing again? Rachel looked at Tommy. If he knew that Rachel had single-handedly neutralized an armed 4-man team in one night, how differently would he speak? I'm ready, Tommy. Are you ready? Marcus Williams intervened. Rachel, you're never ready. You're fundamentally not NFL level. This conversation was surreal for Rachel. These people underestimated her every day, but in reality, she was the most lethal person in the room. Maya Rodriguez approached. Guys, give Rachel some slack. Everyone has bad days. Maya, this isn't about bad days, protested Jake. This is consistently poor performance. Rachel's our weak link. Rachel thought, Jake, if you knew I could kill you in 12 different ways without making a sound, but out loud. Guys, I'll show better performance today. Prove it, demanded Tommy. When practice started, Rachel continued to intentionally display mediocre performance, but she was carefully balancing. Too good would be suspicious, too bad would get her benched. Coach Williams was observing, Rachel, footwork is better today, but timing is still off. Yes, coach, working on it. But Rachel's mind was on other things. Her phone had vibrated. A text message. Unknown number. Mission report needed. Call immediately. Deep State Solutions was checking in. Rachel's heart rate increased. Now she had to start performing the successful assassin role. During break time, Rachel went to an isolated area and made the phone call. Director Mason? Agent Phantom? Status on Kozlov elimination? Rachel took a deep breath. Mission successful. Target eliminated at 0047 hours. Clean operation. Excellent. Body disposal? This question caught Rachel unprepared. Sir, local assets handled disposal per protocol. Which local assets? Shit. Rachel had to improvise. Team 7, as coordinated through secondary command. Pause on the line. Too long a pause. Agent Phantom, there is no Team 7 in the Dallas operational area. Rachel's cover was starting to blow. Sir, I used contractor assets as authorized for emergency disposal. Another pause. Agent Phantom, report to Control Center immediately after NFL practice. Roger that, Director. Line went dead. Rachel realized Deep State Solutions had become suspicious. Time was running out quickly. Rachel returned to practice, but now she was in completely paranoid mode. Every person around her could be a potential threat, even teammates. Rachel, are you okay? Asked Maya. You look distracted. Fine, just tired. Tired? Dude, practice just started, laughed Tommy. Jake approached with a football. Rachel, catch this. Jake threw a hard spiral directly at Rachel. Under normal circumstances, Rachel would have caught it easily. But now her reflexes were sharp. Too sharp. She caught the ball one-handed, perfect technique, no effort. Jake paused. Whoa. That was actually a good catch. Thanks. No, seriously, that was really good. Usually you fumble basic throws. Other players noticed too. Marcus came over. Rachel, do that again. What? The catch. Show me that catch again. Red flag in Rachel's mind. Too much attention was dangerous. It was just lucky. No, man, that was technique. Professional level technique. Tommy became suspicious. Rachel, where did you learn to catch like that? I practice at home. At home? By yourself? Yes. Jake looked with a thoughtful expression. Rachel, show me your throwing form. Why? Just curious. This was dangerous territory. Rachel's throwing form came from CIA training. Perfect mechanics, military precision. Normal athletes didn't throw like that. I don't want to throw right now. Come on, just one throw. Jake, no. Rachel, why not? What's the big deal? Maya sensed the tension. Guys, leave Rachel alone. No, wait, said Marcus. This is interesting. Rachel suddenly shows professional level skills that we've never seen before. I want to see more. Coach Williams approached the group. What's going on here? Coach, Rachel just made an amazing catch. We want to see if it was a fluke or if she's been hiding skills. The coach looked at Rachel with interest. Show me. Rachel was trapped. If she refused, it would be more suspicious. If she participated, she risked blowing her cover. Decision time. Rachel took the football from Jake. She threw a perfect spiral 40 yards to the target cone. Bullseye. Dead silence on the field. Holy shit, whispered Tommy. Rachel, said Coach Williams slowly, that was a professional level throw. I've been practicing. No, said Jake, shaking his head. That wasn't practice level. That was elite level. Rachel, where did you really learn to throw like that? At home. Bullshit, exploded Tommy. Nobody learns throws like that at home. That was military precision. The word military hit Rachel like ice water. Tommy was getting too close to the truth. I don't know what you mean. Marcus stepped closer. Rachel, that throwing technique. I've seen it before. My brother's a Marine. They throw exactly like that. Military style. A group was forming around Rachel now, all staring, all suspicious. Rachel, said Coach Williams seriously, we need to talk, privately. The situation was spiraling out of control rapidly. Rachel's careful balance had been destroyed by one moment of revealed skill. Maya tried to help. Guys, maybe Rachel took lessons or something. No, said Jake firmly. Maya, that wasn't lessons. That was advanced training, professional level training. Tommy added, and that catch earlier, one-handed, no effort, perfect form. Rachel, you've been lying to us. About what? About your skill level, about your background, about everything. Coach Williams was decisive. Everyone back to practice. Rachel, office, now. As Rachel walked toward the coach's office, her phone vibrated again. Text message. Surveillance confirms your location compromised. Extraction team en route. ETA 12 minutes. Rachel's blood froze. Deep State Solutions was coming for her. At the NFL stadium, with her teammates present, all innocent people who would become witnesses to eliminate, including people who, despite being assholes, didn't deserve to die. Rachel had to make a split-second decision, run and let her teammates discover her empty office, or stay and risk everyone's lives. In the coach's office, Coach Williams closed the door. Rachel, I need straight answers. That throwing technique, where did you learn it? Coach, I can't explain right now, but everyone needs to evacuate the stadium immediately. What? Why? There's going to be violence here, very soon. Please, just trust me and get everyone out. Coach Williams was suspicious. Rachel, what the hell's going on? Who are you really? At that moment, through the office window, Rachel saw a black SUV pulling into the stadium parking lot. Professional tactical vehicles. 12 minutes had been an optimistic estimate. Coach, we have maybe 3 minutes. Get everyone out now or people will die. Rachel, you're scaring me. What? Boom! Explosion from the stadium main entrance. Smoke alarms started wailing. Get down! Yelled Rachel, tackling Coach Williams behind the desk as office windows shattered from the blast pressure. Through the broken window, Rachel saw an armed tactical team entering the stadium. Military gear, automatic weapons, systematic sweep pattern. Deep State Solutions had arrived, and Rachel's teammates were about to become collateral damage in an assassination attempt on a CIA asset turned rogue. With stadium alarm systems screaming, Rachel immediately switched to combat mode. Coach Williams was in shock under the desk, but Rachel was making precise calculations. 6-man tactical team, automatic weapons, systematic building clearance. Estimated 4 minutes before they reached the offices. Coach, listen carefully. Rachel's voice was completely transformed, no longer the hesitant female athlete, now a commanding professional operative. "Stay behind this desk. Don't move until I come back." "Rachel, what the fuck is happening? Who are those people?" "They're here to kill me." And anyone who might have seen too much. Coach Williams was confused. "Kill you? Why would anyone want to kill you? You're just—" "I'm not just anything, Coach." Rachel opened the office emergency kit, pulled out a fire extinguisher, a potential weapon. "I'm Agent Sarah Chen, professional assassin. The NFL was my cover identity." "What?" Rachel was checking her concealed weapons through her civilian clothes, ceramic knife in her belt, carbon fiber knuckles in her pocket, pressure point tools. Always prepared, even in civilian clothes. "Coach, my real job for the past 8 years has been eliminating high-value targets for intelligence agencies. 47 confirmed kills across 30 countries. Coach Williams stared in disbelief. "This is impossible. You can't even catch footballs properly." Intentional poor performance, part of deep cover protocol. Tactical footsteps were echoing in the corridor outside, getting closer. Rachel moved to the office door, pressed her ear against the wood. She counted footsteps. 4 operatives approaching, 2 more securing exits. Standard sweep pattern. "Coach, when the shooting starts, crawl under the desk to the far corner. Don't look up, don't make noise." "Rachel, this is insane. Call the police. Police can't help against private military contractors." Voice in the corridor. "Office area clear, moving to locker rooms." Rachel had a tactical advantage. They expected to find a hiding civilian, not a professional killer ready for combat. The office door handle was slowly turning. Rachel positioned herself behind the door. The first operative entered, sweeping left. Rachel struck his trachea with a knife hand strike. Instant unconsciousness, no sound. The second operative noticed the first wasn't responding. "Miller?" Rachel was behind the second operative now. She applied a rear naked choke correctly. 8 seconds to unconsciousness, 15 seconds to death. She stopped at unconsciousness. 2 down, 4 remaining. Voice from the corridor. Team 2 not responding. Possible resistance. The third operative approached the door carefully, weapon ready. Rachel threw the ceramic knife. The blade lodged in the tactical vest, but the impact disrupted his aim. She followed with an elbow strike to the temple. Down. Coach Williams was watching in horror from behind the desk. "Jesus Christ, Rachel! You just killed 3 men." "Unconscious, not dead. I'm not killing unnecessarily anymore." The fourth operative entered firing. Rachel was already moving. She rolled behind the filing cabinet as bullets shredded the office walls. Rachel grabbed the unconscious operative's weapon, an M4 carbine full magazine, now properly armed. Voice from the corridor. "Multiple operatives down. Target is armed and dangerous," Rachel called out. "I know why you're here. Kozlov elimination failed. I have evidence of the entire operation." Response. "Agent Phantom, surrender now and your death will be quick. Counter offer, you leave now and I don't kill all of you." Laughter from the tactical team. "Agent Phantom, you're one person against a professional military unit." Rachel smiled grimly. "Professional military unit trained to fight enemies. I was trained to eliminate professionals." Through the office door crack, Rachel saw 2 remaining operatives taking cover positions in the corridor. Standard tactical formation, but predictable. Rachel had an advantage they didn't know about, intimate knowledge of the stadium layout from 2 years of daily presence. "Coach, there's a service tunnel behind that bookshelf. Stadium maintenance access. Crawl through there, exit through the south loading dock." "I'm not leaving you. Coach, you stay here. You die when they bring explosives. Go now." Coach Williams reluctantly crawled toward the bookshelf. Rachel helped move it aside, revealing a service hatch. "Rachel, are you really a professional killer?" "Yes. But I'm done killing innocent people. These men came here to murder witnesses. That includes you and every teammate outside." The coach disappeared through the service tunnel. Rachel was alone now with 2 remaining operatives who had superior firepower but inferior tactical knowledge. The stadium intercom system was still functioning. Rachel accessed the coach's desk controls, activated the PA system. "Attention all personnel. Armed intruders in building, evacuate immediately through emergency exits. This is not a drill." Her voice echoed throughout the stadium, warning her teammates to flee. She immediately heard the tactical team leader. "Shit! She's warned everyone." Alpha Team, secure the exits. Bravo Team, find and eliminate the primary target. Rachel realized they were calling in more personnel. The initial assault team was just the first wave. Through the office window, she saw more black vehicles arriving, at least 12 additional operatives. Rachel was outnumbered 12-1, but she had home field advantage. Moving through the stadium's service areas that Rachel knew intimately, she began systematic harassment of the tactical teams. Strike and fade tactics, eliminate one operative, disappear before others could respond. In the equipment storage room, she found Tommy Rodriguez hiding behind lockers. Rachel, what the hell's going on? There was an explosion and men with guns. Tommy, stay quiet. They're here because of me, because of you. What did you do? I can't explain now. Where are Jake and Marcus? Still in the main training area, I think. Rachel, those men have military weapons. Through the storage room ventilation, Rachel heard a tactical team approaching. Tommy, there's an exit tunnel through the floor grate. Follow it to the parking garage, then run. What about you? I'll handle this. Tommy was confused but scared. Rachel, I don't understand what's happening, but be careful. As Tommy crawled through the floor tunnel, Rachel prepared an ambush position. 3 operatives entered the storage room systematically. Rachel dropped from the ceiling ventilation shaft behind them. She drove a tactical knife between the first operative's shoulder blades, non-fatal, but incapacitating. The second operative turned. Rachel grabbed his weapon, used him as a human shield against the third. Drop your weapons! The third operative hesitated. He couldn't shoot without hitting his teammate. Rachel called out, "How many more teams are coming?" "Fuck you!" Rachel applied a pressure point technique to the human shield. Extreme pain, but no permanent damage. How many? The human shield was screaming, 4 more teams! 24 operatives total. 24 trained killers versus 1. Even for a professional assassin, those were extreme odds. Rachel needed to even them out. The stadium had natural gas lines for heating systems. If she could create controlled explosions, the tactical advantage would shift dramatically. "Where's the main gas shutoff?" Rachel demanded. "I don't know." Rachel increased the pressure point application. "Where?" "Basement level, maintenance area." Rachel knocked both operatives unconscious, zip-tied their hands with equipment cords. Moving toward the basement through the service elevator, Rachel realized this situation had escalated beyond a simple extraction attempt. Deep State Solutions was committing massive resources to eliminate her. This meant she possessed information even more valuable than she knew. In the basement maintenance area, she found Jake Morrison and Marcus Williams hiding behind boiler systems. "Rachel!" Jake called out. "Thank God!" "We heard explosions and gunfire. What's happening?" "There are people trying to kill me. You need to evacuate." Marcus was suspicious. "People trying to kill you?" "Rachel, why would professional military try to kill an NFL player?" "Because I'm not really an NFL player." Both men stared. "What?" "I'm an undercover intelligence operative." The NFL was a cover identity. Jake was incredulous. "Bullshit! Rachel, you can barely play football." "Intentionally bad performance, part of deep cover." Marcus was shaking his head. "This is crazy talk. Rachel, you're having a breakdown." Bang, bang, bang! Automatic weapons fire echoing from the upper levels. Tactical teams systematically clearing the stadium. "You hear that?" Rachel said grimly. "Those are professional killers. They will execute any witnesses. That includes both of you." Jake and Marcus were suddenly taking the situation seriously. Rachel found the main gas line controls. "I'm going to create a diversion. When you hear the explosion, run to the emergency exit tunnel behind those pipes. Don't stop running until you reach the parking lot." "Rachel, what are you going to do?" "What I was trained for." Rachel set a timer device on the gas line valve. 90-second delay, then a major explosion that would disable half the tactical team and create escape opportunities. As the timer counted down, Rachel positioned herself in the perfect ambush location with the stolen M4 carbine and remaining ammunition. This was no longer an extraction attempt. This was war. And Rachel Torres, Agent Sarah Chen, was done pretending to be weak. Timer, 15 seconds. Rachel was positioned perfectly behind a concrete support column, M4 ready, spare magazine secured. Through the basement ceiling, heavy footsteps of the tactical team searching floor by floor. Jake and Marcus were still paralyzed with shock. Rachel, this is insane. You can't fight a military team alone. Watch me. Timer, 5 seconds. Get down. Boom! A massive explosion rocked the stadium foundation. Gas lines erupted in a controlled blast, cutting power to the entire north wing and disorienting the tactical teams with concussion waves. Emergency lighting activated. Perfect combat environment for Rachel. Limited visibility gave advantage to a professional trained in dark operations. Through the stadium intercom, Rachel heard the tactical leader, "Basement explosion! We have casualties! Medical team to north wing!" Rachel moved through smoke and debris with her night vision advantage. In emergency lighting, she was the predator, and they were prey. The first tactical team was coming down the basement stairs, 4 operatives in formation. Rachel waited until all were committed to the stairwell, then struck. She threw a frag grenade into the stairwell, not to kill, but to concuss and disable. 4 professionals down without fatalities. A voice echoing through the stadium. "Agent Phantom! This is Colonel Martinez, Deep State Solutions Tactical Commander. We have the building surrounded. Surrender now." Rachel responded through the stadium PA. "Colonel Martinez! This is Agent Sarah Chen. I have evidence of the entire money laundering operation. Your boss's criminal activities are exposed. Agent Chen, you are a rogue operative. You eliminated an assigned target against orders." "Negative. I discovered Kozlov was a CIA asset. You sent me to kill an American intelligence operative." Pause in communication. Rachel realized she'd revealed crucial information. They didn't know she'd discovered the truth about Kozlov. Colonel Martinez again. "Agent Chen, you have been fed false information. Kozlov was an enemy operative." "Then why do I have bank records showing Russian money laundering through NFL teams including the Dallas Wranglers?" Longer pause this time. Jake and Marcus were listening to this exchange in shock. "Rachel," whispered Jake, "did you really kill someone? 47 people over 8 years, all supposedly enemies of America, all actually witnesses to criminal operations." Marcus was horrified. "You're a serial killer. I was a manipulated assassin." "There's a difference." Through the stadium speakers, Colonel Martinez, "Agent Chen, you have 5 minutes to surrender. After that, we eliminate all witnesses, including your teammates." That threat crystallized everything for Rachel. These weren't just her tormentors from bad NFL performances. These were innocent people who didn't deserve death for accidentally discovering her identity. "Jake, Marcus, listen carefully. There are service tunnels throughout this stadium. I need you to find Maya, Tommy, Coach Williams, anyone else still here. Get them into the tunnels and out through emergency exits. What about you? I'm going to end this." Rachel checked her remaining ammunition, 2 full magazines plus captured weapons from unconscious operatives. Against the remaining 15 to 20 tactical specialists, still overwhelming odds. But Rachel had one more advantage. They wanted her alive if possible to extract information about what she knew. She had no such limitations about them. Moving through the stadium's upper levels using service crawlways, Rachel systematically eliminated tactical teams. Not killed, she'd promised herself no more unnecessary deaths, but permanently disabled through precise, non-lethal techniques. In the main training area, she found a tactical team setting up a command post. Rachel dropped through the ceiling ventilation directly into their center. Hand-to-hand combat with 4 trained operatives simultaneously. Rachel's advantage, 8 years of continuous field experience versus their periodic training exercises. First operative, disarmed, pressure point to unconsciousness. Second, used as a human shield and bludgeon against the third. The fourth tried to shoot. Rachel redirected his weapon into the ceiling while applying a sleeper hold. 4 professionals disabled in 47 seconds. Rachel now had an intelligence goldmine, tactical communication equipment, operational orders, command structure information. Radio chatter revealed a shocking truth. "Command, this is Colonel Martinez. Agent Phantom has eliminated 12 operatives without fatalities, requesting authorization for lethal force." Response: Negative, Martinez. Agent Phantom must be taken alive. She has access to financial records that could expose the entire network. Command, she's systematically destroying my teams. We need lethal authorization. Martinez, Agent Phantom killed 47 assets over an 8-year period. She knows locations of evidence caches, backup servers, witness protection identities. If she dies, we lose everything. Rachel realized why they desperately wanted her alive. She was the only person who knew the locations of evidence that could destroy the entire criminal network. But that also meant she had the ultimate bargaining chip. Rachel activated the captured radio. Command, this is Agent Phantom. Agent Chen, this is Director Harrison, Deep State Solutions Operations Command. Director Harrison, I propose an exchange. What exchange? I give you locations of all evidence caches, backup servers, and witness identities. In return, you withdraw tactical teams and guarantee safety of all NFL personnel. Agent Chen, you are hardly in a position to negotiate. Rachel smiled grimly. Director, your Colonel Martinez has lost 16 operatives to one rogue agent. His remaining forces are being systematically eliminated. Meanwhile, evidence of your criminal operations is being uploaded to multiple news organizations as we speak. This was a bluff. Rachel had no such upload capability. But psychological warfare was part of her training. Pause in communication. Agent Chen, what evidence upload? Director, I've had 72 hours since the failed Kozlov elimination. Did you really think I spent that time doing nothing? Financial records, assassination target lists, money laundering documentation, all prepared for release. Through the radio, Rachel could hear urgent consultations in the background. Agent Chen, assuming your claims are accurate, what are your terms for suppressing the evidence release? Complete withdrawal of all tactical teams, guarantee of safety for all witnesses including NFL personnel, and full immunity for my future operations. Agent Chen, you are making demands from a position of weakness. At that moment, Rachel heard voices she recognized. Jake and Marcus had found Maya and Coach Williams. All four were hiding in the equipment storage area 2 floors above. But through the tactical radio, Rachel heard, "Bravo team. We have 4 civilians located in storage area level 3. Request instructions. Detain all civilians for questioning." Rachel's blood turned cold. Her teammates were about to be captured by professional interrogation specialists. Decision time. Continue negotiations while her teammates face torture and possible execution, or abandon the diplomatic solution and go full combat. Rachel made the choice that defined who she really was underneath the professional killer exterior. Director Harrison, negotiations terminated. If any of my teammates are harmed, I release everything immediately and spend the rest of my life hunting down every person in your organization. Agent Chen, you cannot threaten. Rachel cut radio communication and disappeared back into the stadium service areas. Now it was pure hunt or be hunted, and Rachel Torres was done being hunted. Rachel moved through the stadium ventilation system toward the equipment storage where her teammates were trapped. Through the air ducts, she could hear the tactical team surrounding the area. "Bravo, leader. We have 4 civilians barricaded in the storage room. Orders? Detain for interrogation. Use non-lethal force initially." Rachel positioned herself directly above the storage room. Through the ceiling vent, she could see Jake, Marcus, Maya, and Coach Williams huddled behind equipment lockers while 6 tactical operatives prepared to breach the door. Rachel had the element of surprise but was outnumbered 6-1 in a confined space with innocent civilians in the crossfire zone. This required perfect execution. Rachel dropped emergency smoke grenades through the ceiling vent, stolen from tactical team equipment. The storage room filled with thick concealment smoke. Then, Rachel dropped through the ceiling directly into the chaos. In the smoke-filled room with zero visibility, Rachel's advantage was overwhelming. She'd trained extensively in blind combat, while the tactical team relied on visual coordination. First operative, disarmed and unconscious via carotid pressure in 3 seconds. Second operative, she used the stolen weapon to knock the third unconscious. Fourth and fifth operatives were firing blindly. Rachel guided their weapons toward the ceiling while applying sleeper holds. The 6th operative tried to escape through the door. Rachel clotheslined him unconscious. 6 professionals eliminated in under 30 seconds. No fatalities. As the smoke cleared, Rachel's teammates stared in absolute shock. "What the fuck, Rachel?" screamed Jake. Maya stammered. You just destroyed 6 armed soldiers like they were children." Coach Williams was dazed. "Rachel, who are you?" Rachel stood among the unconscious tactical operatives, breathing hard but uninjured. Her civilian clothes were torn, tactical gear visible underneath. "My name is Agent Sarah Chen. For the past 8 years, I've been a professional assassin working under the cover identity Rachel Torres." Dead silence. "You mean," said Marcus slowly, "all this time when we thought you were a terrible NFL player, I was intentionally performing poorly to maintain my cover identity." Jake was incredulous. "So you can actually play football?" "I can do many things you've never seen." Maya was shaking. "Rachel, you said assassin. You mean you killed people?" 47 targets across 30 countries, all supposedly enemies of American interests, actually witnesses to international money laundering operations. Coach Williams was struggling to process. "So when we made fun of your performance, I was tolerating mockery from people whose skills are irrelevant compared to mine." Tommy Rodriguez appeared in the doorway. He'd been hiding in an adjacent room. "Holy shit, Rachel. I heard gunfire and explosions. Are you hurt?" "Tommy, I'm fine, but we need to evacuate immediately." "Rachel," said Jake, "if you're really a professional killer, why didn't you ever show your real skills?" "Because showing skills would compromise my cover identity and result in elimination of witnesses, including all of you." Through the stadium PA system, Colonel Martinez's voice. "Agent Phantom, you have eliminated 18 of my operatives. I have 6 remaining, but I also have explosives positioned throughout the stadium. Surrender now or the building comes down with everyone inside." Rachel's teammates looked at her with terror. "He's going to blow up the stadium?" Rachel was grim. "Yes. Standard scorched earth protocol when covert operations are compromised. What do we do?" Rachel made her final decision. "You evacuate. I end this." "Rachel, you can't fight explosives." "I can if I reach Colonel Martinez before he detonates." Rachel grabbed communications equipment from an unconscious operative. "Colonel Martinez, this is Agent Phantom. Agent Phantom, final warning. Surrender or die." "Colonel Martinez, I counter-propose. Single combat between us. Winner takes all." Pause. "What? You versus me. One-on-one combat. If you win, you get all evidence and information. If I win, your remaining team withdraws." "Agent Phantom, you cannot be serious." "Colonel Martinez, you've lost 18 operatives to 1 rogue agent. Your professional reputation is already destroyed. This is your only chance to salvage the mission." Longer pause. Rachel could hear consultation in the background. "Agent Phantom, accepted. Main stadium field, 10 minutes. Rachel turned to her teammates. "Get out now. Use emergency tunnels. Don't stop running until you reach police lines." "Rachel," said Maya, "this is suicide." "He's a professional military commander." "Maya, I've spent 8 years killing professional military personnel. This is what I do." Jake stared at her. "All this time when we called you weak." "You were talking to someone who could kill everyone in this room without breaking a sweat, Coach Williams." "Rachel, why didn't you just tell us?" "Because my job was maintaining my cover identity, not earning your respect." Tommy was confused. "But Rachel, if you're so skilled, why join the NFL? Why not just do assassin stuff?" The NFL provided perfect cover. Professional athlete travels internationally, has an irregular schedule, maintains excellent physical condition, attracts no suspicion from law enforcement. Marcus, so our team, Dallas Wranglers ownership includes Russian shell companies used for money laundering. I was placed here to monitor and eliminate anyone who might discover financial irregularities. Everyone was staring in shock. "Including us?" asked Jake quietly. "If you had discovered the truth about team finances, yes, you would have become targets for elimination." Maya was horrified. "You would have killed us?" Rachel paused, looked at each teammate. 2 weeks ago, yes. Today, no. That's why I'm fighting to keep you alive." "What changed?" asked Coach Williams. "I learned that I've been manipulated into killing innocent people for 8 years. I'm done being a professional killer, but I'm not done being a professional survivor." Rachel checked her equipment one final time. Ceramic knife, pressure point tools, stolen tactical radio. "Now, get out. In 10 minutes, this stadium becomes a battlefield between 2 people trained to kill efficiently." As her teammates reluctantly evacuated through emergency tunnels, Rachel prepared for the final confrontation. Colonel Martinez versus Agent Sarah Chen. Professional military commander versus professional assassin. Only one would walk away. And Rachel Torres would never exist again, one way or another. The main field of the Dallas Wranglers Stadium had an eerie atmosphere under the night lighting. The 80,000-seat stands were completely empty. Only emergency lighting systems were working. When Rachel entered the field, she saw Colonel Martinez across the field. Colonel Martinez was an impressive figure, 6 feet 3 inches tall, military precision posture, full tactical gear but weapons holstered, professional respect for the single combat agreement. "Agent Phantom," Colonel Martinez called across the field. "Your real name is Sarah Chen, isn't it?" "Correct, Colonel." "The real question, who are your real employers?" Colonel Martinez approached, each step showing professional confidence. "That's not something you need to wonder about. You're just a rogue operative." "Colonel, the 47 people I killed over 8 years, they were all witnesses to criminal operations. You know this too. Agent Chen, you are a naive operative. In the intelligence world, every elimination is a necessary elimination." Rachel studied Colonel Martinez. Movement patterns, favored stance, dominant hand positioning. Tactical assessment was automatically running. "Colonel Martinez, tell me this. What is Viktor Kozlov really?" Colonel Martinez stopped. "Kozlov is an enemy operative, Russian intelligence asset. Lie. Kozlov has been a CIA informant for 15 years. You know this. Agent Chen, you have been exposed to misinformation." Rachel pulled out the stolen tactical radio, activated the recording function. "Colonel, this conversation is currently being recorded and transmitted in real time to multiple news organizations." Colonel Martinez's eyes widened. "Impossible. You're bluffing." "Colonel Martinez, during my 8 years of field experience, my most valuable skills have been communication interception and intelligence dissemination. Are you really having doubts about my recording capabilities?" Colonel Martinez paused. Rachel could see him calculating odds, evaluating threats. "Agent Chen, even if you're recording, it won't matter. Deep State Solutions controls media outlets, law enforcement agencies, even congressional oversight committees. But you don't control everything, Colonel. And you definitely don't control me anymore." Colonel Martinez drew his sidearm. Standard issue Sig Sauer, P226. "Agent Chen, this ends now. You've caused too much damage to our operations." Rachel didn't draw a weapon. Instead, she activated the stadium's main lighting system through her stolen tactical radio's frequency override. The entire field illuminated like daytime. "Colonel Martinez, I want our final conversation to be clearly visible. For the record." "What record?" Rachel pointed to the stadium's security cameras. "This facility has 47 high-definition cameras recording everything. Cloud backup, multiple servers, automatic upload to NFL security archives." Colonel Martinez realized his mistake. He'd agreed to single combat in the most surveilled location possible. "You planned this," he said grimly. "Colonel, I've spent 8 years thinking 3 moves ahead of targets. You really believed I'd agree to fair fight without advantages?" Rachel began moving in a circle, keeping distance while talking. "Colonel Martinez, tell me about Deep State Solutions. Who funds the organization?" "Agent Chen, you know I can't reveal operational details." "Can't or won't, because I already know the answer. Russian oligarchs and American defense contractors, money laundering through sports franchises, weapon sales to both sides of conflicts, assassination services for corporate interests." "Agent Chen, you understand very little about the scope of this operation." "Then enlighten me, Colonel." Colonel Martinez hesitated, then seemed to make a decision. "Agent Chen, you really think this is about money laundering?" "This is about national security. Deep State Solutions prevents wars, eliminates threats before they become crises. By killing innocent people. By eliminating problems before they become disasters. Viktor Kozlov wasn't just a CIA informant. He was feeding information to 3 different intelligence services. He was a triple agent playing all sides." Rachel stopped moving. "Even if that's true, why not just arrest him? Because arrest means trials. Trials mean exposure. Exposure means revealing methods and sources. Agent Chen, intelligence work isn't about justice, it's about results. Results like manipulating a professional assassin into killing witnesses? Colonel Martinez lowered his weapon slightly. Agent Chen, you were never meant to discover the truth. Your psychological profile indicated you would follow orders without question. What psychological profile? MIT graduate, parents killed in car accident, no close personal relationships, natural aptitude for violence, perfect candidate for compartmentalized operations. Rachel realized the depth of manipulation. You've been studying me since college. Agent Chen, we've been shaping your entire life since college. The car accident that killed your parents? Not an accident. The words hit Rachel like ice water. What did you say? Deep State Solutions eliminated your parents because they were getting too close to discovering our recruitment operations at MIT. We made you an orphan to make you more controllable. Rachel's world collapsed. Everything, her parents' death, her recruitment, her entire career had been orchestrated. You killed my parents to recruit me? Agent Chen, your parents were computer scientists working on financial tracking algorithms. They would have exposed our money laundering networks. Their elimination served dual purposes: eliminate threat and create perfect recruit. Rachel's hands were shaking with rage. You destroyed my entire life to make me your weapon. Agent Chen, we gave you purpose. Without us, you would be nobody. With us, you became the most effective operative in the world. I became a murderer. You became necessary. Rachel drew her ceramic knife. Colonel Martinez, this conversation is over. Agent Chen, you cannot win this fight. Even if you kill me, Deep State Solutions will never stop hunting you. Then I'll make sure they have no one left to send. The final battle began. Colonel Martinez raised his weapon, but Rachel was already moving. 8 years of assassination training versus military combat experience. The fight lasted exactly 47 seconds. When it ended, Colonel Martinez lay unconscious on the stadium field, and Rachel stood over him with his weapon and communication equipment. Through his radio, she broadcast to all remaining Deep State operatives. This is Agent Sarah Chen. Colonel Martinez is neutralized. I have all operational files, financial records, and evidence of criminal activities. You have 24 hours to surrender to federal authorities, or I release everything to every news organization in the world. Response came immediately. Agent Chen, you are making a mistake. We can protect you. I don't need protection. I need justice. 24 hours. Rachel disappeared into the night, taking with her enough evidence to destroy the entire Deep State Solutions network. 6 months later, Rachel Torres was officially declared dead in a training accident. Agent Sarah Chen also ceased to exist. But somewhere in the world, a woman with extensive martial arts training and a perfect jump shot was helping expose corruption and protecting innocence. She still couldn't stand being called weak. But now, nobody was foolish enough to try.